I actually can't believe what I have opened my email to today. Your video has been taken down from YouTube. People caught lying on the internet. Hi, George M, which is my other channel that you should subscribe to. We received a copyright removal request for your video based on applicable copyright law. We removed your video from YouTube. People caught lying on the internet. And the removal request was issued by someone called Noemi, Dello. I'm sorry, I butchered your last name. And then at the bottom of the email, it says, you now have 1 copyright strikes. If you get multiple copyright strikes, we'll have to terminate your channel. Now, if you don't know what a copyright strike, so there's loads of different like copyright terminology for YouTube. There's a copyright claim, which a lot of people confuse for a strike. A copyright claim is when someone claims your video and takes the money from it. Let's say you used a piece of copyrighted content, they can put a claim in, take the money from the video. Then there's a copyright block, which is similar to a copyright claim, except the video gets taken down. But there's no strike that is added to your channel, it's just the video gets removed from your channel. Then there's a copyright strike, which is the most serious of them all, because if you get 3 strikes on your channel within a certain period of time, I think it's either 3 or 6 months, then your channel gets taken down, it's gone. So yeah, to get an email like this, it kind of shakes you a bit. And I was like, okay, right, who's done this and why? So who is Noemi Dello? The answer to that is a wannabe influencer on Instagram with around 3,000 followers who posts quite generic influencer content. And what did I do to her for her to be so callous towards me? I made fun of an Instagram post she made. I'm not going to show it because I can't be asked with the aggro of someone like that. But what I showed was a screenshot of a video she posted on her Instagram where she said this. And before I show this, Noemi, you cannot file a copyright strike for me showing this bit of text. Don't even try. POV, in high school, your nickname was Athena. Now you finally understand why. It's such a stupid post, and you can probably see why I was making fun of it. But the full image is just her looking up at a statue in a museum. It is so unbelievably pretentious. And the point I was making in the video was that no one's nickname in high school was good, and she was lying about being called Athena for positive reasons, at least. All I showed was the image and a few comments and replies on the post, and she decided to put not just mine, but everyone that works on the channel's job in potential jeopardy because I said she was telling a fib. Do you understand how unhinged you have to be to do that? To file a copyright strike against someone because they said you were fibbing. Now, clearly, she took this to heart because she decided to take the very serious decision and effectively take legal action against me by filing a copyright strike. There's loads of other pictures and videos like this on her Instagram, each one increasingly more pretentious. But I actually can't believe it. She posted a video. She posted a video on her Instagram going, oh yeah, you know, I used to get called Athena at school. And I could see why. All the kids called me Athena. They all looked up to me. They all called me Athena. And she expected not to get made fun of. Are you joking? Is this your first day on the internet? Like, do you understand how bullied I'd be if I posted something like that on my Instagram? I'd never live it down. Now, obviously, this isn't going to go anywhere. This isn't really going to endanger me in any way. It's just a headache because now I have to get on the phone to a lawyer and pay them to appeal this on my behalf, because otherwise, if I just appeal it myself, YouTube will send all of my information, my full name, address, and I'm pretty sure phone number and email address to her. If this happened to a smaller channel or someone who doesn't have the means I do, they would either have to firm the strike, which is very damaging, or send all their info to someone who falsely took their video down. I don't need to tell you why that is so insanely dangerous. I just can't believe the video got taken down for that. Like, it's so stupid. Like, does no one check this? Does no one check these things? I'll tell you what, I'm going to show you exactly what I said with the post blurred, because as I said, I cannot be arsed dealing with this person, just so I can get it across to you how actually insane it is that she strikes my video. In high school, the nickname they had given me was Athena, probably because of my character strongly rich in contrast. Does that make sense? Am I having a stroke? Probably because of my character strongly rich in contrasts. That makes no sense. Am I being stupid? Please let me know. As well as the one that represents 2 opposing dualities, wisdom and war, discerning and courage, but also reflection. No one at your school called you Athena because of that. Like, if you were called Athena at school, it was for a negative reason. I've never liked the duality of my being, but with time and thanks to a symbol like Athena, I have learned to love him and see virtues, and there is nothing more important than accepting ourselves for who we are. Bloody hell, this goes on. She's the symbol. Oh my, I'm not reading this. Like, this just didn't happen. In 5th grade, there was a girl named Athena, and she shat her pants twice in class. I'm sorry for this girl. I hope instead of mocking her like a jackal, you helped and supported her. No, that doesn't happen at school, does it? Day 1 of creative writing. Girl, ain't nobody only call you Athena. What exactly is your problem if my friends had given me this nickname? And then why should I lie about something that concerns my life? I don't have to show you. My friends and I don't know. This is the truth and that's enough. No, it's not. It just isn't. That's it. That's what she took my video down for. Now, in the email, right, if I scroll down, YouTube claim to use a combination of automated systems and human reviews to process removal requests. If this is true, I have no idea what human looked at this and went, oh yeah, it's clearly infringing on her copyright there. It's mind-boggling. Also, there is no way that Noemi, the influencer, thought that this was copyright infringement. She just did it to be malicious because she didn't like what I had to say about her weird post, which I said I thought was a lie, and I still think was a lie. You weren't called Athena at school, Noemi. You weren't. You were called Noemi. But you know what? This was the last straw for her. She just had to file this false copyright takedown as a last resort. Her feelings were hurt after all, and that can't happen. But weirdly enough, this wasn't her first attempt to get my video taken down. After I got the notification, first of all, I was like, who the fuck is that? And then I went on her profile and had a look around and checked her story, and she had posted this. Now, before I show this, Noemi, again, you cannot file a copyright strike for me showing this. So she says what she wants to say in Italian and then puts a YouTube link. Hello, everyone. Once again, I was targeted for Athena's video, and this time on YouTube. I therefore ask you to help me report the video so it can be removed. Grateful for your support and cooperation. I wish you a wonderful evening. So she's asking her followers to go on my video and mass report it for, I'm guessing, community guidelines, which clearly the video does not violate. This is fucking mental behavior. Like trying to get someone's video taken down, trying to get basically a black mark put on their channel because I said you weren't called Athena at school. This is mental. This is so mental. If you don't want your feelings hurt on the internet, and I don't even know how your feelings were hurt by this, to be honest, but if you don't want your feelings hurt on the internet, don't try and be a public figure influencer type. I get stick from people every now and then, as every sort of public-facing person does, but you just have to firm it. It's part of the game. You can't have everyone bow down at your feet and go, oh, what a wonderful, insightful post, my dear. Best wishes to you, Athena. No, of course, if you have a post going, hang on, I'm going to quote it exactly. POV in high school, your nickname was Athena. Now you finally understand why. Of course, people are going to make fun. What do you expect? And it wasn't even like I said anything that mean. I just said it didn't happen. Now, in the online scene, it's generally considered very poor form to strike a creator for obvious reasons that I do not need to go into. Like, if someone made a video about me, making fun of me or whatever, and I then went and copyright striked them, my reputation would be in the mud, and for good reason. There are laws like fair use in the USA and fair dealing in the UK that protect using portions of copyrighted content for the purposes of, like, criticism and review, and those are there for a reason. Now, I just want to give a little message directly to Noemi. I have no idea what possessed you to strike my channel. Like, that is a very drastic action. I didn't even say anything mean. I just said I thought you were lying. It's so hilarious that she's taken that to heart. It just makes me think she's lying even more. You're trying to silence the critics, Noemi, but it's not even like a bad lie. It's like a silly little white lie that I think she's told to make herself seem more interesting. But anyway, I have no idea why you thought it would be a good idea to not only strike my video, but publicly encourage people to false flag my video, all because I made fun of a silly little white lie I think you told. This is such weird and immature behavior for an adult to do over literally nothing, and frankly, it's quite egotistical to think you could just go and do this. And honestly, it's even more baffling to me that YouTube took this down. That YouTube went, yeah, this video is clearly, you know, violating someone's copyright. What? Like, what? It's insane. There's no other word I have for it. Let's go on a thesaurus and find other words for it. Crazy, delirious, demented, deranged, frantic, frenzied, kooky, nutty. All those words apply to this situation. But Noemi, the fact is the video will be reinstated. That is not up for debate. It's just a case of if it will be by you acting in good faith and retracting it yourself, or by me shilling out a few quid for a lawyer to appeal it for me. I hate having to deal with stuff like this, and I've had to deal with a fair few like copyright claims in my time, but like people taking money from my videos or whatever. But this is the most stupid instant I have ever had to deal with. A 32-year-old wannabe influencer striking my channel because I said I don't think people at school called her Athena, and then went on to tell an anecdote. It is fucking laughable. It's nuts. I've reached out to her directly on Instagram with this very official and stern message, and at the time of recording, she's read it but not responded. Update, I am wearing a t-shirt to signify that this is a message from future me, even though it's only been like an hour. There's an update. I received an email from YouTube. Hello, we received a copyright takedown request for your videos, and it's the video that got taken down. However, the takedown request is missing some legally required information, so we asked the claimant to provide this information in order to complete their request. I don't know what sort of information this could be. Pending the claimant's response to our email, we have reinstated your videos and resolved the associated copyright strike. Keep in mind that if the claimant responds with the information needed to complete their takedown request, we may be required to remove your video. If this happens, we will notify you. You can request a copy of the claimant's response by replying to this email or emailing copyright@youtube.com. I've no idea why this wasn't just done to begin with. I've no idea why YouTube agreed to take this video down. I don't know why it took them a few hours to go, oh, actually, maybe we shouldn't have done that. Maybe we should, reverse that. But they've sent me a copy of the email they sent to her saying stuff about fair use and fair dealing. So it's promising that they've refused to take down the video because of that reason and have reinstated it. So yeah, that's positive. Anyway, back to me. This sort of shit can't be allowed to happen. You shouldn't be able to harm someone's channel because they said something you didn't like. I just can't get over how harmless what I said was and how that launched her into a frenzy of getting people to try and false flag me and eventually file a DMCA against me. It's so childish. Has she never received criticism before? I say criticism. It was barely that. I just said no one called her a feeder at school, which is probably the truth.